is great to see you. We finally get a chance to do an interview because we've
Right.
been talking about wanting to do something for the last, what I'd say, probably 2 years at least. First, I got to ask you, how was the big event that happened as we speak on Wednesday? I could not make it there, and I apologize.
Oh no, it's okay. Luckily, press was there, so we'll get a chance to share some highlights. But honestly, it was amazing. Outer body experience, just like it's so great to, be able to share your art with people that honestly love it. Like it's a crazy experience. And I just had a vision for something and it went off without a hitch. So I'm just so happy.
Can you explain where it was and what it was about?
Oh, of course. So took place at the Drake Underground. So we did an exclusive preview and live concert for the album release, Notorious and Noble. I wanted to share that with my audience in advance. So some of the singles are singles that, were previously dropped leading up to the album release, which is out today. And we had some new songs. So, I really want to just kind of preview the project and also like have that experience live with my audience. It was really because when we get into the album and you understand sort of what it's about,
Yeah.
it's a really regal and sort of royal experience. So I wanted people to be able to actually feel that rather than just hear that. So there's something so much different about, the sensory touches and stuff. So we had, like a really fun photo booth with the crowns and just, had everybody come in their black and gold. Like it was just a whole vibe. And yeah, like it
See,
was just
I at least did that, wore the black and gold, just at least with this.
you are
So
yeah, look at the nails. Like we're
there
just
we go.
got it together.
How does it feel, at least for you, having the spotlight, even though you know a lot of times when people come to you, it's not just talking about you, it's about your sister as well?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, we grew up in music. This is not my first rodeo. I had taken a hiatus from music a while back. So some people that have known me for a long time know I've been at this for a while. Took a hiatus, went to school, did a whole bunch of things. I'm back here now. So honestly, like the spotlight, I've always lived in it. A lot of people don't know that. Um, and yeah, like I love my family and we have always shared music and performance together. So yeah, like back in the day, I should say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, even sometimes it's still people would mistake me for Havaya, and I'm like, I'm cool with it. I'm
Well,
really okay.
yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable. Why the hiatus? Why did you walk away?
Honestly, I faced some trouble with management, crazy contracts, just like yeah, like honestly, it put me in a space that I was like, and I talk about it now, like where I don't feel I belong in this world in Canada. Certainly, like that was a huge part of it. Like nobody understanding me at the time. I still had the crossover of the R&B and dancehall with the patois, and it was just like totally not acceptable. It just yeah, it just wasn't a thing. And I couldn't find my place. So I went to school. You know how it happens, like you're fresh out of high school, you go to, your post-secondary. And I really focused on that. And I focused on, a corporate career for a long time. And I didn't think that the two worlds could live together. Like I just couldn't figure out how they could live together. But, I figured it out, honestly. Like I can't stop doing what I truly love. Doesn't make sense.
Isn't that funny when you talked about the kind of music that you were that was your vibe back then. And when you look at now at Afro beats and what's going on, you were kind of ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game, but like I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to really put the stuff out because I was like, yo, nobody understands this. And I did like a few auditions or they were like, what are you saying? Like that was the feedback a lot. And so I was like, nobody gets it.
And
Yeah.
that's usually the case when you know you have something brilliant, when nobody gets it, but then eventually it explodes like it is now. We're going to get to the album in a moment, but I want to talk about what was it like growing up with the type of family that you have. What was that like?
Okay, well, my experience, I don't know, I can't compare it to nobody else's, but I can say that um I had a very wonderful childhood. I had a sheltered childhood at the same time, and the world's an evil place. So
Mhm.
yeah, my parents really made sure that we were focused. I was in extracurricular activities from the age of 4. So every weekend I was in piano classes and vocal classes. So I never had a chance to relax. I'm gonna be honest. Like I was always, and then I've had to rehearse, during the week to make sure that I was ready for classes every weekend, and my whole family would go. It was like a full day thing. My parents would leave us at the school and go about their business. And it was a full day thing because we had multiple classes, from my oldest sister down to Havaya at the time, because it was just the four of us at the time. There's four girls. My brother wasn't born yet. And that was in Toronto. Eventually, by the time I hit about age 11, we relocated to Brampton, and I stopped lessons because like the commute just, it wasn't going to make sense going to Scarborough, where our school was at the time. But I kept up with the extracurricular stuff in high school, and it's just always been a big part of me. Yeah.
Is that why? Because I only know you and your sister. Y'all can't sit in one spot. You two are always like, you're like bees. You're buzzing around all the time, and like I've never seen y'all sit in one spot unless you're doing an interview, and even then you can feel the vibrations moving all the time.
Yeah, like you'll be surprised. Like who I am on stage is not who I always am. I definitely need my moments to just like woosah, and I'm there right now after the high of the show. I'm kind of just like, I'm relaxing right now. But yeah, like no, high energy always, but at the same time, you have to recharge your battery.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm curious, what is everybody else's names? Because you guys have the best names. I mean, it commands respect when you hear your names. So, what are the other names for the other family members?
Okay, so and you said that you didn't know any of my other sisters, but you might have met Alicia before because she
Mhm.
does play with us sometimes. So she's the eldest sister, Alicia Mighty, and she played last night at my show as well. She's the crazy pianist in our family. So that was amazing. Then it's Novlet. She's my other sister. If you're Jamaican, you know it's a very Jamaican name. Okay, Novlet. Then there's me. I'm the middle, the Virgo, the peace child. Then there's Havaya, the warrior. And then there's our little brother Negus. So he produces a lot of our music, a lot of trap beats. He produced Runaway. So that's the five of us.
How
And if
did your
you're Jamaican, Negus is a Jamaican name too.
how did your brother handle four sisters? Is definitely being the youngest.
Honestly, so well because he gets whatever he wants. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he needs to get dropped off somewhere. He can call one of us. Like, he's so independent, though. Honestly, I think like just seeing us, because we're 10 years apart. I think just seeing us be such independent women, like he knew and just learned from a very young age that like that was the only way at life. So I think for him, it was great. I mean, yeah, we try
So
not
he,
to.
So here you are, excuse me, listen to me. Here you are. Here you are getting your career going, and now you're watching your sister's career also going, and so many wonderful things are happening from being involved with Slate Music, of course, traveling to her first Juno Awards as an artist, the Polaris Music Prize, winning the Juno Award, and being the first female rapper to do that. Uh, you're watching all of this. How were you feeling, of course, watching her success? And also, I don't, and explain, were people trying to compare your career with hers? Can
Of
it be
course.
tough sometimes? Because not that you would do it, but other people would try to overshadow each of you, almost like putting you
Yeah.
in competition.
Yeah. People try to put us in competition with each other a lot. But I don't know, it's just not successful. Honestly, truthfully, how we were raised, one of us wins, we all win. I will be beside Havaya every step of the way. For every inch of her success, I feel it. And it makes me successful too. Like, and aside from being her sister, as a Black woman making music in this country, like you want Havaya to win these awards. Trust me. Like it's the only way we're gonna get to see any amount of success as a nation.
Yeah.
And honestly, it takes brave souls to do what she does. Like, I'm so proud of her. I just love her and every one of my siblings. And whether or not you're doing it at the forefront or you're doing it behind the scenes, because I'm very connected with many people that are doing crazy things behind the scenes. Like I commend that so much. Like I said, it's not easy to have a voice and to speak out on things that are tough. And she's an icon.
Speaking of icons, have you ever seen the video that I posted when I did the Juno red carpet interview with her? And as we were speaking, Deborah Cox walks by behind her, and the look on her face. And I filmed when Deborah talked about her. Did you see that?
Of course, I actually was on the carpet, so I saw it in person, and I was like, well, my mouth was on the floor. or first of all, because Deborah, I don't know how you're that beautiful. Like that's number one. And then you're just walking casually beside me, like what? Yeah, icon. And then we got a chance to like share a night with her and her husband at the MMF Awards. So surreal, such a down to earth artist, human being. Like I love Deborah so much. Yeah.
Curious, were you down at the BET Awards when your sister was nominated there? What was that experience like?
Listen, first of all, Atlanta is such a mood. Like, you know what I mean? It's such a mood over there. And then I I couldn't fathom. I don't think have I don't even know if she's really processed it yet. Like you're nominated for an award in the States. Like what? You know what I mean? For what you do over here in Canada. Like it's so huge. Like and we grew up on BT, literally grew up on BT. Like, you know what I mean? So being in that room was crazy. Sitting next to a lot of big stars that I watch, a lot of, you know, influencers I watch on Love and Hip Hop. Like it was really dope. And honestly, watching the live performances, we live, breathe, and sleep it. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, it just reminded me how behind we are here in Canada. Like we need to pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it will. I mean, having something like the Legacy Awards, I think definitely does help and it puts us in the right direction. And what you're doing puts us in the right direction. When you decided finally, okay, it's my turn to be up in front of that microphone and releasing my music, my word, my story, my sound. What were the thought process, knowing, of course, that you still have knowing that people are going to compare you with your sister? Was that even a thought process, or were you just focused on what your word to the world would be?
Honestly, it wasn't really a thought process because, like I said, I was doing this before. So, like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna share my age, but in my early 20s, like, what was happening at that time? I was performing and I was taking Havaya on stages with me. Because I took a hiatus, like the roles just flipped, but we never stopped doing what we did. Like, she was always there for me, I was always there for her, and we always like I always had the message that I have now, if that makes sense, because I never felt like I really belonged. So there isn't like I didn't get a chance to give it a lot of thought. Like people are always going to compare us because out of all of our siblings, her and I resemble the most as well, right?
Yes.
Whereby people actually do come up to me and they're like, "Yo, Havaya," and they have full blown conversations with me and still don't realize I'm not her. And it got so tiring at a point that I was just like, "Yeah, yeah," like I'm like have no idea who this person is. And I'm like, we look alike, but like at the same time, you could probably tell like we even dress different, bro. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no. And I first off, I can tell the difference between the two of you. Um,
Sure,
the energy, the vocal, everything, I can tell the difference.
sure, yeah.
And that difference, of course, can be told in the music. So let's get to it officially. What is the name of the new album and how does it represent you in this point in your career?
New album is Notorious and Noble. Represents me because it really is an amalgamation of my personal experiences as a young Black woman in this country, and how I navigate, or have had to navigate and continue to have to navigate as the Black queen that I know that I am. And so, you know, it's referring to the nobleness of our Black kings and queens, exactly. But also the notorious stereotype that is often attributed to me. I normally get, "I thought you were so mean when I first met you," or like, "Oh, you had such a screw face." Like I get that all the time. I'm such a sweet soul. I just don't stand for nonsense. And I think, you know, because of who we are as people, we just get a certain name that's attributed to us, and that's not the case. And so this album really sort of delves deep in that. But there are some other really important messages of like female empowerment that's like super important to me. Um, Finding your voice and your confidence. So I, you know, refer to my audience as my bod gals. And, you know, it really is a message of how do we as people gain our confidence? How do we get rid of the shame that we often deal with as women? And how do we do that collectively and unifying? So, you know, I usually bring my bad girls out on stage and we kill it. And that's, you know, one of our ways of sort of reclaiming our power. Um, and yeah, this album was really inspired also by me taking my first trip to Africa last year. Yeah, I out
What
of all
part? What part? What part of Africa?
West Africa. And so my best friend was getting married. We went to Lagos, Nigeria, spent a week there. and my husband's parents are from Ghana. So I took my parents as well because they couldn't miss it. We spent 2 weeks in Ghana, outer body experience. But when I say like we visited, we did our sort of museums, and when we visited Elmina and Cape Coast castles, I walked those dungeons. When I say I walked those dungeons where our ancestors were held captive, I smelt their blood, I felt their soil. It reminded me so much of what I'm always searching for, you know, and part of that identity crisis that I speak about in this album is feeling lost. But that's so generational. Like it stems back to that, like not knowing where your original roots are from. Of course, you're going to feel lost, like, let alone not feel like you have a place, you know, in society here. And so, yeah, that was just a huge inspiration for this album and for discovery for my personal life.
Just, last November, I was in South Africa, Johannesburg and Soweto. So
All
I
right.
know what you're talking about.
I need to go because also the music that is blowing up there, I actually need
Oh,
to, I need to be there. Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. I just hate just the plane ride is brutal,
Oh,
especially if your economy. I'll
atrocious.
just say that.
Oh my goodness. I know. That's why we need to get rich. Because
What's the single out right now from the album?
so the single that's out right now is Rush Them. That features obviously Havaya Mighty. Couldn't be a better person to lay down a verse on a track that is so full of powerful Black messages. And Four Corners, he produced the beat. Legendary guy. I mean, what can I say? I working with both of them just is such an incredible experience because they both have amazing things and messages to offer to the world. They're both obviously like I love them both dearly, and yeah, we created some magic, you know.
Let's talk about this because Four Corners can't stop posting about the three of you working together. How did this come about?
Honestly, and he didn't even know this because I knew him way back when. I knew of him way back when. He didn't
Yeah,
personally
yeah.
know me, I didn't personally know him, but I was working in my early college years at Sheridan as an events manager. And so I was booking acts, and I remember booking him for one of our frosh events or something. He was like a very well-known DJ even back then. So I was kind of knew of him, and then kind of lost just touch as I took a hiatus in music. So I kind of wasn't so involved in the scene for a little bit, even though I was, but you know, not so much. And we reconnected maybe about 2 years ago. I can't remember where I saw him. I don't know if it was like Scratch Bastards event or something. He was playing
Mhm.
somewhere, reconnected with him. Kind of just inseparable ever since, like been seeing what he's doing. And you know, he was also just developing as an artist himself, like an artist DJ rather than just a DJ. And so throughout that, I mean, I think everybody was just kind of like, you know, this is what we're working on. And you know, he sent me a beat pack. He sent me a beat pack. I've been listening to some of the stuff. He understands fusion because he really is like a DJ that is like
Yes.
open format. He plays a lot of different genres. I'm obviously a fusion artist. So when I'm looking for productions, I'm looking for somebody that understands the different genres that I embody, but knows how to like sonically bring those and tie them together. So heard this beat and I was like, that's it. I have to write to this. Started writing, and it just like, I don't know, it just came to me like, rush there, me I think it's rush there. And it just like, I was like, oh my God, I think we have a hook. Sent it to Hawaii. I was like, I just don't feel that this song makes sense without you, but see how you feel about it. Cause like at the same time, you know, I want to make sure that she feels, sent me back a verse like, I don't even know, within a few days. I was like, wow, amazing. And then it was a wrap. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations for all you getting together. By the way, how's Havaya's new house? Because I know she's posted a couple of things on that, and I am so proud of her because I can remember doing an interview with her where she did
Yeah.
the interview with me, and then she had to go run to her regular job. And
Yeah.
I know how tough it was for her just making ends meet. To see her posting about her new house, I mean, to me, that was the biggest applause I could give her.
I am, yeah, first of all, the house is amazing, obviously. There's something interesting about like, you know, also as artists, how much of your personal life you want to share, because
Mhm.
sometimes it's like you don't want people to know too much.
I'm
You know,
only mentioning it because she's posted it.
no, no, of
Yes.
course. But Her and I like have both been going through the buying process together. So like I was selling a condo, buying a new house. She was buying, we literally moved in to our new places a week apart, and we moved each other in. Like people don't understand how close we really are, but when I say like she's tied to my hip, it's not a joke. So you could try to put us against each other, but it's gonna be so tough, guys. Like I swear to you, we love each other so much. Her new house is fantastic. I'm so proud of her. I think that sometimes people are like really fixated on vanity metrics. And I don't want to say that those things are not important. Of course, numbers are important. But when I say your lifestyle and being able to keep up with your own lifestyle with art that you make, that you love, that is why I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Same here. Exactly. Now, I know you all are going to probably need house sitters soon. I'm assuming you will be going on tour at some point in time.
We're definitely looking forward to that. I've been doing the festival circuit thing for a little bit, and we're probably going to be doing a lot of festivals coming up. And I'll be excited to hopefully announce something more formal tour-wise. But for now, yeah, catch me at the festivals. I'll be announcing. Just stay on my Instagram at Omega Mighty _. Stay on my TikTok at Omega Mighty. I will be announcing the shows.
Okay. Also, with the holiday season slowly coming up, any
Wow.
chance that you may be releasing, or maybe both of you releasing some kind of holiday song? Because artists tend to like to do that.
You know what? I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna say yes, only because I almost need 2 weeks off 100% from this album release. But Christmas is a time that I love. Like the holiday season is it for me. There are specific songs that I really love. So I won't say too much, but yeah, definitely look out for something holiday. I can't let it go without doing something.
Okay. And also, as we speak too, Halloween is slowly coming up. I got to ask you, what was your favorite Halloween costume growing up?
Oh my gosh, growing up, I think I will have to find a picture too, because I think it's like this power Power Girls, is that what it is? What's
Yeah,
the
Powerpuff Girls,
not even that one. Power Rangers. It's a
Power
Power Ranger.
Rangers.
Yeah, it's a Power Ranger outfit. I think I was 4 years old, but it was like it's my favorite because I like made it. It's like probably like a baby nurse's gown or something, but it was pink, and I don't know. I got to put the stuff on it, and I wear this little wig. So that's probably my favorite ever costume growing up. Now my favorite costumes, I just do my makeup. Like I'm like, okay, what creative makeup can I do, and how can I transform myself into like a character this year? Yeah.
And also, it won't be. I mean, this interview will be up after, but just curious, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving family. Honestly, because of how busy I've been, I haven't had a chance to like visit all my family. Like my in-laws, my even my parents. So yeah, I'm gonna take some time to just like unwind and like celebrate with family.
Yeah, put on some weight. We all do
I
at
need it.
Thanksgiving,
I need
and
it.
we all do during Christmas. I mean, you got no choice. The food is just out there, and it's so damn good.
So
And
good.
what's also damn good is what you've released. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the career. Congratulations on being such a important role model for future artists. I am looking forward to seeing what you're going to be doing in the future, and cannot wait to interview you on the red carpet. I've talked to your sister enough times. It's time to talk to you. Love both of you, and we'll definitely talk soon. Take care.
Thank you, Rudy. Bye.